here tonight with Echo and the Bunnymen and
New Order.
And New Order. Thank you. And here's the brand new video. It's called The Motion of Love. How would you describe where people would find Wales to the American audience? Where on the map of England, of Britain would...
Stick your nose in the air, and when the air's freshest, you follow it. Where the grass is greener.
It's to the left of the picture, it's the bit that bulges out, you know, on the map of England is a...
It's where it gets fat at the bottom. It's the bottom.
Yeah, it's like a pregnant woman.
It's the butt of the country.
So it's not...
So just coming from the bit that bulges out,
yeah,
has that affected your music and your writing at all, do you think? Rather than going from London, or...
You were brought up in a place, wouldn't it affect you?
I suppose it does. I suppose it's the same coming from New York or Los Angeles would be for a kid coming from, say, Pittsburgh as well.
It's probably a bit more removed, because there's no real major city there.
I mean, James, our guitarist, is from London, and Chris, and where they brought up, they lived then in the middle of all the music scene and everything, whereas we had to move all the way up to London and find a flat or apartment, as you call it, settle in, get to know people. So it was a much longer process for us, whereas they were in the middle of it already.
Took all weekend, didn't it?
No, it took 6 to 9 months a year.
So it's important, you think, to move to one of the music centres of
For us,
Britain?
with regards to Wales, it was, yeah. I don't know if in Scotland or Ireland or Liverpool or Manchester, I mean, those places do have their own scenes.
They got stronger traditions.
Yeah, and they're focused upon, you know, and where Wales wasn't. But we hope maybe after we've come out of it, I don't know.
Yeah. So with the name Gene Loves Jezebel, tell us a little about how that applies to you guys and how you came up with it for the band.
Well, around the time we came up, which is about 82, Michael and I, with guitarist, everything was very dark and very insular, very inward-looking, and it must have had a lot to do with the recession, I think, because throughout history, during recessions, people tend to go towards mystical things and religious things. I think that affected the music scene as well. But we wanted to kick against that a bit and be much more colourful and outward-going and outward-looking. And we thought a name like Gene Loves Jezebel, inventing 2 characters, which, you know, gives the idea there's 2 singers, was a very interesting diamond in a very black sea at the time. So.
Who's Gene? Who's Jezebel?
They were nicknames given to us, basically. I mean, I was nicknamed Jezebel because normally when we go on tour, my hair's a very vermilion colour and...
well, the Oscar on the Vermilion Whore, don't he?
So, yeah, so we could have been Gene Loves the Vermilion Whore.
Or
Elvis Loves the Vermilion Whore. It was Gene Vincent Loves Me. So.
All right, so it's Gene Loves Jezebel. Now we're going to show the video for The Sweetest Thing. Is there any thoughts you have on this video and anything we should be looking for in it?
It's a very neat little song. I mean, what can I say about the video? It's just captured in the winter in London.
Like all our videos at this point, we've made it very quickly, you know. I mean, 3 or 4 weeks and the shoot's all over.
So they made it in a couple of hours.
So you think it's more important at this point then for the music to speak rather than
really,
big production videos?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of groups tend to do big production videos because they're not really performers. I'm not knocking that, it's just the way they are. But we happen to believe that we perform to a large degree very well, so we like to just film us, you know, performing a song as we do it live.
Well, on the feature, I'd like to take it away from performance.
Yeah, we probably will, because we've had a few, I mean, Heartache and Motion, as you've seen, plus this.
And most of our videos have been made with such urgency, you know, tight schedules for the English people out there. And so, I mean, I think it shows ratness all over, which is kind of exciting and dynamic.
So we've got some exciting, dynamic video for us right now.
And then you've got our videos as well.
This is The Sweetest Thing on Video 1. More of Gene Loves Jezebel tomorrow. Let me tell you about the rock and roll. It's Gene Loves Jezebel week here at Video 1, and Peter Facer, come running around here, please, very quick. Peter's also from Great Britain, and when I was chatting to you guys in the green room, you said a band that influenced you. Now, can you guess which band it would be that influenced them? And it's not Roxy Music.
Not Roxy Music?
Not Roxy Music. One other. Ooh, he's very slow. All right.
Bits of them.
Kraftwerk, no.
How about Not the Hoople?
A little. I like Roxy and Not the Hoople.
I love Roxy, yeah.
That's probably the era.
Now, the big one was, it was for Jay, right?
For me, Mark Bolan, T-Rex.
Of course. Oh, yes.
T-Rex. Yeah, one of the influential bands in Great Britain.
Yeah, well, America's lucky. I mean, you produced Elvis Presley and Buddy Holly.
Sit down, Peter. He doesn't know what to do.
And all these great artists just stood on their own and were great. England, for me, I mean, beyond the Beatles, the single guy that changed a lot of it for us was Mark Bolan. He was very
a lot
special.
of things happen in England that aren't such a great impact in America, you know. And we had Bolan, you had Boston. We had the Sex Pistols, you had the Cars or something. We're a great band, but you know, they don't compare as a explosion.
The energy level is certainly different. Have you ever thought about covering a T-Rex song?
No.
No, well, that's the weird thing with Gina's Jezebel. The whole group are very different influences. We've never been able to. Mike and I would find a song we'd like to cover, but the rest wouldn't.
Yeah. But I don't like the idea of covering songs full stop. You know, I don't see the point. Unless something's been done very badly, and if it had, you wouldn't have heard of it anyway.
It's inevitable that in about 10 or 15 years' time, you'll be in an elevator somewhere, and you'll press a button to the 9th floor or whatever, and you'll hear cha-cha. Da, 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 da. Beautiful music version of a Gene Loves Jezebel song like Desire. How will you feel of that happening?
Oh, that's better than having a... Oh, never mind.
I don't think that. Maybe it will, God knows. That's scary.
Yeah, there's
elevator music.
There is a place for cover versions, usually in the elevator, right?
Once it doesn't end up as totally, you know.
At least
that's elevator music.
It's party!
You've only got in the morning.
Well, we're going to party right now with The Motion of Love.
Great song.
Great song. All right, Peter, what do you want to say about The Motion of Love from Gene Loves Jezebel?
Just a great song. Great to have them down here as well.
Thanks very much
for coming down. I know you're going to be here tomorrow, but
yeah.
Thanks a lot for coming down.
We're rarely welcome anywhere, but
we support him for a long time.
Yeah, big fan of yours.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's day 5 of Gene Loves Jezebel week, and with us, Jay and Michael. Now,
we've been up for 5 days.
5 days, haven't slept.
We haven't
let
them
change my clothes.
I mean, when you guys first started, who was it who had the initial inspiration to form the band? Which one of you said, okay?
Probably me, I suppose.
It's probably my dad, you know. We've got 7 brothers, and he wanted to make us into one of these 7-piece bands, but...
The Astons, can you imagine it?
Yeah.
The Aston
brothers. One bad apple don't spoil a whole bunch of girls. It's working. Dad!
Great game on those. So how about the other 5 brothers? Do they...
they're all decent psychopaths in prisons and God knows
Wife
what across the
beaters, you
world.
know, respectable.
A normal family.
Do they have any musical leanings?
No, at all.
Only atrocious ones, you know.
Yeah.
One of my brothers likes a band called Lindisfarne. Have you heard of them?
Oh, Meet Me on the Corner.
Bag on the tie in his old mate.
Mate.
Can you believe that?
One of them likes
back
the
to Wales,
Seekers.
he was playing that, and I said, oof, maybe we haven't made the impression. I mean, the Beatles haven't there.
How about the other bands? Yesterday we talked about T-Rex being an influence on you and other bands that you listen to. Currently, if we were to raid your hotel room, what cassettes would we see in the cassette
You'd find the Warner Brothers catalogue, and because of that,
You'd probably find Promise, Immigrant, Discover playing, or no?
No, you got, what else? I got a couple of Prince's records there, Nick from Wes.
Anything. We're like popular music. We're ashamed to admit it in a lot of interviews sometimes, so we're great fans.
I listen to the radio. We listen to the radio a hell of a lot, really.
Yeah.
Just, you know, switch the dial around a lot.
I think that's the Michael Jackson's new album. It's not as good as Off the Wall.
Do you find their music will tend to influence you? There'll be certain things you say, God, I really like the way this is done. I really like it.
Well, you notice your growth more than anything, really, because when you first listen to these albums, they're about 82, 83, you know, about Michael Jackson, these and Prince, they frighten you to death, and you're like, oh, I've got so far to go. But when you slowly but surely find your own identity, you realise how they're doing it, and it's just not important to you anymore. So you see, it's very faddy, a lot of...
It's always a scary thing to be kind of ahead or anything, because it dates so quickly, I think.
How do you feel when you hear your song come on the radio in between, you know, 2 other people? Like you might hear Prince and Gene Loves Jezebel and then Echo and the Bunnymen or something like that. How does it feel?
I think, why do they do it? If they could hear this, they wouldn't make records. That's the first thought that comes to mind. Now, usually we think, is there a royalty payment for this?
No, you don't.
It's great. It's a thrill to have a real thrill.
Did you have that same kind of feeling with your songs being played in the clubs? Because I know particularly the 12-inch remix in the States of Desire was a huge dance floor smash.
Yeah, it's brilliant to hear Rex in the club.
We go to a lot of clubs anyway, so... And I like to bop quite a bit. Bop is, we don't bop, do they know what bop is?
Bop to your drop,
Yeah,
dance.
Of course
Yeah.
it is. It's American too.
Okay, I'm sorry.
When it
So-
comes to doing the 12-inch remixes, do you guys like to have an active hand?
Yeah, it's coming to that. I think we will more in the future because we've left that to other people like Julian Mendelssohn or Ivan, who are kids that put a lot of energy into the dance side of it, that creative side of it, and something we've always dealt more in songs, and we've worried less about the sound side of if a kid in the dance was going to do a back flop to it or something. So, but you know, now we want to get more involved with it.
Well, we want to say thanks a lot for coming down to Video 1 this week and not leaving the studio for 1 minute even to change your ring. I've got one last question. If you were to look through, say, Dick Clark's Guide to Rock and Roll, printed in the year 2001, and you look back to the letter G, and looked up Gene Loves Jezebel, what would you like to see written in that entry about Gene Loves
Just
Jezebel?
something simple and modest, like they changed the history of rock.
They were
A
lean.
slight footnote, you know.
Well, thanks a lot for coming here.
Their toes were clean.
Here's Gene Loves Jezebel on Video 1. Thanks, guys.